Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha. Translation: all living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by the performance of yajna, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember there was one survey some time ago, long back. I read they did a survey with the elementary kids in US schools, and they asked, where do food come from? Most kids said, I guess from Walmart or some grocery store. That's where food is coming from. So that much we are out of touch from reality, how things actually come. So it's very simple common sense. For us to live, we need grains. And for grains to come, they have to come from rains. And how do rains come? That's a question. So she's asking, maybe they come from clouds. Yeah, technically, yes, because that's how we perceive it's coming from the clouds. But obviously, somebody else is controlling all these things. Just like somebody who came, just like first time he's coming to a big city, is never seen a big city, and then you tell, oh, all the electricity is just directly coming from, from you just put a switch and electricity comes, which is not wrong. But is that the complete answer? No, there's somebody else, like a Duke Energy, somebody has to supply that energy. Only then the switch will on and off will work. Correct? The same way, even though it is coming from the cloud, if the cloud is like the switch, but that itself is controlled and supplied by somebody else. And that is coming from yajna. When the yajna means prescribed duties. According to the Vedas, whatever is the prescribed duties, if somebody in the society is following those prescribed duties, that is considered yajna. Like, for example, even all of us, we know marriage in Indian culture, we all know, we call it a vivaha yajna. Marriage is, today, that all that significance is removed or it has become completely mutual benefit. How will I get benefit from the other person? Only then on that consideration, marriage is happening. But otherwise, technically speaking, even marriage is a yajna. So everything, the way the society is organized is a yajna. Like the intellectual class of the society, they are supposed to impart knowledge to the rest of the society. That is the system. That is yajna. A brahmana is yajana, yajana, patana, patana. He's supposed to be absorbed in the scriptures and share that knowledge with others. But today, there is no brahmana. He come only for donation. So when that event is over, then he has a different life. Correct? We are seeing every day. It is even today, even death ceremony. It can be outsourced. It's a package depending on what you can afford. Even Shraddha ceremony is like 5 lakh, 10 lakh, whatever package if you give, then that company now outsources all the brahmanas just for that event and the package is done like that. So everything has become commercial. So that's not how originally it is designed. So Chatur Varnam Maya Srushtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. So Krishna has organized his society in a particular way. But today everything is topsy-turvy. So we don't know what is, Japanese companies are there now. They are trying to grow rice in the lab. So people might, after some time, they'll say, why do I need even rain? I can just grow rice in the lab. So people, that much we are going out of reality. And these things do not sustain. They are not sustainable. Just like now we are building big, big skyscrapers and we are saying everything is fine. But you see already There is last 10 years, there's a drought in California. There's no water because you suck up all the water from the ground and you don't recharge the ground again. The same way now we are sucking up all the oil, and then after some time you'll wonder what happened. There is oil inside the earth for some reason because earth is like a ball bearing. It's revolving so fast, so long, and then there is friction between layers. So there is this oil is doing some work. Yeah, as a lubricant. Now you're removing all that lubricant, and then later you'll wonder what happened. Already we are wondering why there is climate change, why everything is topsy turvy. We don't understand how because we are like small ants, so small ants. We are so proud that we think we can actually go up in the space and we can take pictures of the space of Earth, right? Somebody showed a fallacy, simple thing. How many of us all remember the globe, the map? We all remember, right? Now, the longest portion, if you see, from uh, east to west, like China, from China to Europe, it looks the longest, right? The width wise. But actually, it's only 6,000 miles. But if you see Africa, is much bigger, is 8,000 miles. But if you see Africa, the width, all our maps show smaller, right? Because the truth is, when you go up in the space, you're not really seeing the whole Earth. You still are able to see only a small portion. You take all the pictures and they're attaching it. That is the truth. Just like say, suppose a small fly or a small ant is there, and it is walking here on this carpet. Let's say this ant can climb up to the sofa. Now, ant can claim, now I know the entire picture of the sofa, how sofa looks. If the ant is going to tell to that ant community, what will be the picture of the sofa? Because ant can never see a three-dimensional. It can only see two-dimensional. You give some drawing and you say, I have reached the top of the sofa and I can tell you how it looks. We, as humans, we have also gone to the space to declare how Earth looks like. We really don't know. Still, there is so much debate. Today, if you go online, just Google it, whether Earth is a globe or flat, 48% people think it is flat. I mean, we are so advanced, right? Did we not prove it that it was That's the whole point. Just like the ant can prove anything is correct, what the ant is saying is also correct. It's not wrong. But from that perspective, that is all it can see. Get it? So, like that, we are not able to see all the dimensions of how this world is working. We are thinking we figured it out. So, but humans have become so materialistic. So, there is a prediction because we are going in this path. Now, not only us seeing America, even India is going at a faster pace. We are very quickly giving up our culture and going in the same way in the name of economic development. So, guess what? Whatever US has all the problems, India will also inherit all the problems at a much faster pace. Already we are seeing that. And so everywhere, like even in very simple villages, there are skyscraper buildings. Even in India, it doesn't work out. But they're thinking that is advancement. So you have to build it. Even a big city like Visakhapatnam, I come from Visakhapatnam, there was only one skyscraper. Just with one skyscraper, all the water was finished because that one building, it has 30 floors. It has sucked up all the water. It is such a big problem. Now, because it is the in thing, now there are six more towers coming. Now another seven more towers coming, another place. Imagine if everybody does like this, what will happen to the water?
already there. I mean, in Bangalore, we don't get fresh
Water.
water anymore.
Chennai, there is no water recently.
Trucks.
Yes.
We get from, yeah, but nobody knows the real water. And then people are saying, it's a.
And we think we are so advanced. We know how to build roads, right? This is the worst thing that can happen for the water to go back into the earth. There is no recharging.
Feel like there's so much of rain. The nature is providing.
Yes.
We have changed ourselves that we cannot accept anymore now.
Exactly. So what happens? Slowly, this concept of yajna means prescribed duty. Whatever the Lord has made the system, if you stop doing it, then the devatas who are in charge will stop supplying it. That's how the system will work. There was a in Russia, they the communism before it started, they said all these Christians go to the church. They pray for what? My dear Lord, please give my daily bread. So this in the church, they let all the people ask this question because that's their daily prayer. Then they all came out. Then these big politicians, they were standing with big mics and made a camp. They asked, "So, did you get your daily bread?" No, we didn't get. Now you make the same prayer to us. You see what will happen. Then they said, "Okay, my dear Lord, please give us daily bread." Then they're already ready with all the trucks with all the bread. Then everybody got bread. So you see, who answered your prayers? In the church or us? So we, the politicians, we are the leaders, we provide the bread. So depend on us. Like that, today the corporate America is telling, what are you talking about? All these prayers and all that. Come to us. We will give you the salary. Then what happened to all of us? Yeah, yeah, true. If I just worship Amazon, Google, all these people, I'm getting my job. My God, my salary is coming. My pocket is full. True, I don't need God. Exactly. This is how we are slowly forgetting there is something called as yajna. The concept of yajna is disappearing very, very slowly from all of us because we have come from a very great culture. Despite of all these advancements and everything, still somebody is talking about some other culture, Vedic culture. So it's still not dead. But yeah, but like the frog experiment which I told you. Yeah, yeah. Like yeah. Like, the Christian comes, Jews, the whatnot, like all the religions. So, for example, I'm just giving a small example, asking you what they can say. The thing is like friends coming. Okay, if a Hindu get right, like according to our Bhagavad Gita, in the demigods giving the ring, right? Like sun. But I mean, how do they first? Like how? I mean, kind of like what is my question exactly is like how do they have a conversation with the kids with the mixed kids? Yeah, yeah. Without offending them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, for example, just like recently when Trump was hit, he was shot. Now, some people might say because he was a good Christian, Jesus protected him. And some people said, oh, he did some donation to some Rath Yatra in New York, so Lord Jagannath protected him. So how do you know? That's the same question you're asking. We all are praying to the same Lord for no for rain. So how do we know Allah gave or Krishna gave or Christ gave? Who gave? Who heard my prayers? That's the question you have. Right? Yeah. Without hurting the other kids' opinion. True. Yeah. So here Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, actually there's an exact direct answer Krishna gives here. He says, actually, everybody according to their own faith, they are worshipping different entities. And for sure, understand that I, sitting in their heart, I am establishing that faith to them. I am only giving that faith to them, irrespective of what religion they are practicing. So that faith is given by the same Lord in the heart, first. Second, whatever they are receiving as a gift, please know that I am only supplying it. I am only supplying to everybody. So Krishna is saying that. But to satisfy that faith, he says, do not disturb anybody's faith. Yeah.
We have so many names for every every god, and
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And I was going to the YouTube comments and everything. And what I understood is all these millions of years, the Krishna, for example, maybe different names they are coming, they are giving, and that's why all the gods and everything they are accumulating in that particular period. Now we got so many thousands of names, like Ashta, I'm sorry, were thousand names, all this. That's what I was thinking. What do you think about that?
Okay, well, it's a good question. I mean, it's a typical question for all Hindus. We all have that problem.
Every
Yeah,
thousands of years.
yeah. So what scripture says is that we all think that there are hundreds and thousands of gods we have, but actually, according to scripture, we have only one God. Yes, why he takes several forms is because for each devotee, he is very personal and he interacts with each one person in a particular way. So it's the same person. Unlike us, we can be present only in one place and one time. But the Supreme Lord, he can expand himself in an unimaginable way, and simultaneously he can be present at all the places, at all the times, simultaneously, and yet he's still the same person. So there are unlimited categories of the expansions of the Lord. So one category of expansion that we all generally refer to is the Dashavatara. It's not only 10, but there's several avatars are there. That's one category. So like that, there is Purusha avatar, there is Yuga avatar, there's Manvantara avatar, there's Shakti Avesh avatars. So all these are different categories of avatar. And one such avatar is also Paramatma, who is sitting in everybody's heart. But every name, if you really see the Sanskrit meaning, it is not sectarian. It is how the God, the Supreme Lord, is functioning. For example, God means what? Is omnipresent. Correct? If you translate that omnipresence in Sanskrit, it's called Vishnu. So if you want to call Vishnu, it's not that because we are Vishnu devotees, we call Vishnu. No. That's the characteristics of Supreme Lord. So like that, if you analyze every word that we say, Krishna, suppose we say Krishna. Krishna means what? God has to be all attractive. Yeah. Karshati means attraction. Akarshana, Karshati is Krishna is all attractive. God has to be attractive. So that is why Krishna. Rama means what? God means all pleasing. So Rama means very, very pleasing. Simply Stotravi Rama. Simply by hearing the name Rama, you will become pleased. So like that, if you analyze, like Narayana, if you say Narayana, what is the meaning of that? Um, One who is sustained by all the Narayana, all the living entities are sustained by this one particular entity, one person. Eko vai Narayana. So that Narayana, because of him, everybody else is sustained. That is Narayana. So like that, every name, any other name you tell, you can understand the meaning. Like Giridhari, because the Lord who lifted the Giri. So it's not sectarian. Govinda. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to the senses. Otherwise, who's giving pleasure to the senses? Govinda. Gopalan, one who's maintainer or sustainer of all the cows. Gopala. Yeah, పాలించేవాడు. సో అలా ఏ పేరు తీసుకున్నా either it is one interaction with the devotee or his unique characteristics. Sure.
You mentioned before that the rain, character of like rain, right? Isn't rain like isn't science and all this workings set in motion already? God creates.
Yeah.
God creates
Right.
material, right?
Right.
Then everything is set in motion. So evaporation, condensation, all that.
Mhm.
So if I say, okay, Krishna or Buddha, I want rain, the rain happens. It could be due to science, but because you prayed and had faith retrospectively, you had attributed to that particular thought. I mean, isn't it the natural?
Yeah, it appears like that. Yeah, it appears like that. Let's take a look at it this
Then
way.
what is- That's
Let's take a look at it this way. Let's say you have a very enhanced, interactive, AI created, AI generated, beautiful interactive game. All you do is you put the headphones or the VR set, and then what happens? Quickly you are transported into the game. All the characters, everything else, right? Now it appears like you have full control over the game and the characters. You get one avatar. And as that avatar, you are entered into that game and you are interacting inside that game. And you can literally do so many things in the game. Does that not give you the power to think like you are controlling so many things inside the game? But in reality, do you have nothing? Everything was pre-programmed through algorithms.
I mean,
That's what Krishna is saying. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sa chara charam. According to Maya Adhyaksha, I am the creator. I am the superintendent of this entire creation. Chara achara. Moving and non-moving, everything is created and controlled by me. Yet I'm not there inside that. Just like today, a scientist can throw satellite into the space. Now that satellite can do so many things, right? But yet the scientist is not inside the satellite. Through his separated intelligence, if a scientist can throw so many satellites, imagine the Lord. So Krishna says, I control all these things remotely. So all these are algorithms. He has put it in
right,
open.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Exactly what I'm saying.
yeah,
That it's not us doing something.
yeah.
When we pray and have faith, things happen. Retrospectively, we think that we made it happen.
We are not.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, we are not. Yeah.
You know, we can't control our own body.
Yeah, actually the next line Krishna says, Vimudhatma, because he is foolish, he is thinking karta aham iti manyate. Because of his low intelligence, he is thinking karta aham. So Krishna is saying that we literally have nothing, no control or anything in this whole big picture. All Krishna is saying is, you can, just like a small child, depend on the Supreme Lord, and the Lord takes care of us. Otherwise, you can still interact and not depend on the Lord, and still everything happens remotely by the algorithms, how Krishna has set it up. Like that.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Like in the text we read just now, like it is saying like people who eat meat, please try to also eat vegetables, right? Like that means what are they saying? They're saying that we,
What?
like, I think maybe I personally.
No. It said even those people who are eating meat, they have to also depend on rain because the animal needs vegetation. Like that it is saying.
So even if you think I'm anyways not,
I'm not a vegetarian, yeah,
then I'm dependent on
yes,
nature after.
yeah, exactly. That is,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
already started.
Yeah, sure.
Bhagavad Gita